everybody, we are back. I want to address some comments to the last video on testing the Colt Cobra. I welcome them. I'm not regretting those comments at all. Thank you. Please keep them coming. We're at the range. The range is pretty occupied, and that's a good thing. But anyway, this is going to be the easiest way to address the comments instead of trying to type on the phone here and respond to them. Yeah, I'm going to leave you a message. Check this video. But anyway, let me start by saying each and every one has been unloaded. Empty. Cylinders open. Empty. Cylinder open. Empty. Cylinder open. Yes, I'm pointing it at myself, but there's going to be somebody out there, oh my God, you're flagging yourself. Empty. Cylinder open. But yeah, if I had a rod or pencil, I could stick completely through them. But anyway, back to it. This Colt Cobra. What the last video did not say or portray or allude to, I bought two of these. Not this one. I bought the Cobra, which is this one, the 38 Special rated plus P. And I bought the King Cobra, the 357, as a pair, a match set. Yeah, I've said before, the camera lady back here, has arthritis and fibromyalgia, and she can't do the big guns that well. So we went to the critical defense lights. She's quite well with that. Now this one is hers. Taurus model 85, there we go. Little 5-shot. Had this for 10 years. It's got a black parkerized finish. It's been carried. Now, I've had this one, I don't know, an 856 for who even knows. Now this one, model 80. I bought it Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1992. It's an old gun. It's a 38, based on the Model 10, Smith & Wesson. Now when I bought that back in 1992, everybody howled, why did you buy a Taurus? Oh my God, that was worse than a Davis or a Bryco or a Jennings or anything like that. No, it's not. That's been an excellent gun. Some may know and some may not. I was attempted to be carjacked one night in 1995, December 30th at a stop sign, late at night, getting home from work. And I had this with me. I had the carry permit, everything was legit, and I used it to defend myself. Well, I took a pretty brutal beating before I was able to get that. I lost a big chunk of this lung. I don't know, dear, can we see any scar there where they opened everything up?
Probably.
But anyway, as a result of that, I lost a big chunk of that upper part of the lung. I got hit across the chest with a piece of iron, and it busted the lung. It wouldn't reseal. But anyway, this served its purpose. I paid $189 for this on sale, Christmas sale. I think it was regular $229. Christmas Eve, 92. This was $289, her 5-shot with the black parkerized. This one used was $200. Now we're going to get into these Colts. This one was $749. The King Cobra was $69 or $79.99. Now we're in West Virginia. We don't pay taxes on small arms and ammo. So let's call it $1,700 out the door for two of them. Now we're getting to this cylinder thing, but we got to get there first. This one is great. Yeah, I snapped it. But how light are you supposed to snap it? The King Cobra, however, you know, the salesman and I, we tested them. We went through the motions, you know, with snap caps, dry fire, and all that with snap caps. Everything was fine. Cylinder on the King Cobra rotated excellent. Great trigger. Great double action hammer and trigger on both of them, no sweat. Opening the cylinder one time up there was a spot that, I don't know how to describe this. You could almost feel a bit of friction. It was almost there, but not quite, and it was like, what was that? But it opened fine and everything. Closed it, you know, done all that. He opened it a few times. And back in the box and out the door we go. I got home later that evening when I was done with the day. I started going over both of these. Got the King Cobra out. And getting ready to wipe it down, swab the chambers and the barrels and all, you know, getting it ready to be mine. So I got the King Cobra out and cylinder wouldn't open. Stuck dead on the doornail. Just would not open. You know, done a dry fire and it advanced one. And that chamber would open, but with great force. I don't know what in the world. So, done another one, and it swung fine for the next 4 chambers. You got back to that one chamber, would not open. The next chamber, only with great force. Something's wrong. No idea. Colt was closed then, you know, their 800 number, their customer service. So the next day, called Colt, explained the problem. And they said, okay, we're going to give you an MRA or something like that and email you a shipping label. Print them off, send it in. We'll take care of it. So what it boils down to, 48 hours after buying this and the King Cobra, and again this is the regular Cobra for her, and the King Cobra was boarding a FedEx plane winging its way back to Connecticut. Haven't heard anything since, of course, you know, it's in their lineup or whatever it is they do. So, let's get to this cylinder snapping. Okay, we've carried these Tauruses. I've carried this one, she's carried this one. It's kind of been a communal thing, depending on what I'm wearing and how small I need to go. You all know I like my 45. When I'm wearing a heavy coat and a special occasion, I call it bumper. Bumper goes with me. You know, it's a day. But anyway, yes, here behind me the other day, I was closing this cylinder pretty hard. I want to know right here, right now, new, is there a problem with this crane? Is there a problem with this or the extractor rod that won't allow that cylinder to open? Both of these came brand new out of the box, had the stickers and the safety things in them and everything. Neither one was used. Let me reopen this for the range safety officers dogged me again. But anyway, that was part of the test. I want to know. You know, I'm going to tell you what, right here, right now, this $300 Taurus, this used $200 Taurus, and this 33-year-old $189 Taurus is a better gun than these Colts are, in my opinion. They're a better gun. This one is starting to prove itself. Now, I don't spend money in the family between us. She's the one that does all that. You know, for decades now, she's handled the money. I'll ask, you know, we doing okay? Everything paid? We in good shape? Yeah, we're good. I don't need to worry about the details. I trust her impeccably. So it's rare I spend money. Now, when I do, you know, it's something like this. If I've got gas, I got lunch money, I got money for my tobacco, and I'm good. I'm happy. You know, I don't have high expectations in life anymore. I'm satisfied with where we are and what we have. I am. I don't know if she's got rocks on her fingers and stuff that you wouldn't believe, so she can't be unhappy. Listen to her. I'm going to get beat when we get in the car and the camera's off me.
No.
But anyway, I rarely spend money, and my general thought, and I've looked at these for 2 months. 2 months. I'd go and window shop. Go and think about it. Go and window shop them again. Look them over. Go home and think about it. And I don't do it on a whim. In my line of thought, I was going to upgrade us both. Okay, her 5-shot with that Parkerized finish, it's rubbing off in a lot of places, and this gun's starting to rust. It's a cheap Taurus, okay? It's doing its thing. Yeah, my theory is I generally like a cheap gun to carry because it's going to get dinged up. It's going in the woods. It's going in the boat. It's going out in the weather. It's going bank fishing. It's going camping. It's going to rattle around in the console. Different things like that. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Since our retirement and our activities and we started this channel, a fraction of a percent maybe is what makes video. Otherwise, we're out hiking in the woods. We're camping. We go fishing without it making video. Some of them just ain't worth it. Now, we put some dud videos on there where we just absolutely get skunked and waste the day. Waste video, but it's not a waste to us. But there's a lot of things that don't make it, so these carry weapons, they go through a lot. They need to be tough. And this one, great little 5-shot. Awesome. So is this 6-shot. And you know, okay, maybe it's time we upgrade. You know, level our game up a little bit. And who don't like Colt? Now, I'm not into the snake guns. I don't want the 8-inch Anaconda. Last thing I'm going to do is carry a howitzer around with me.
Right.
Yeah, and mortars and stuff. But small, compact, concealable, that's their concept. But that was the line of thought, you know, stainless, of course. I insist on stainless. Yeah, this is a brushed stainless, my 6-shot Taurus. And it's got marks on it. We don't abuse them. We don't baby them either. They're not safe queens. I don't have safe queens. I don't have display guns. I'm not a collector. Utilitarian. Now this one, this 3-year-old gun, 38 here, it's kind of an exception. Saved my life one night. But everybody laughed and laughed. Funniest thing ever was when I bought a Taurus back in 1992. And so anyway, hang on a minute. But anyway, in the process of that, I'm testing this cylinder to see if it does something that King Cobra did. If it jams up, like I said, if it's a problem with that, the problem with the crane or anything that will not let that cylinder open, I want to know it now. I want to know it before she straps this on or carries it. I want to know it before I do the 357. I want a 357. Well, they're just alike. You can shoot 38 and a 357. If I wanted to shoot 38s, I'd get a 38. I'm not going to get a 44 Magnum to shoot 44 specials. Same with a 357. You know, I'm not going to shoot 38s in it. It's a 357. But anyway, confidence is wrecked in these. This one is starting to earn itself back. Yes, I'm a little hard on it. And let me throw something else in here too. You get into a combat situation or any competition shooting, you're not going to, oh wait, let me ease my cylinder closed. It's going to get slammed. What have I got?
A mosquito.
Mosquito? Can you grab my water, please?
Yeah.
not regular, not often, but there's also a test procedure going on with this one in the last video. If speed loading and slamming the cylinder shut, slapping it shut, creates a problem, then I'll fix it myself. Pay to have it fixed, and then I'll sell it for the scrap metal that they are. Let me tell you what Colt done. They sold out or got bought or whatever by CZ. I can't even pronounce the name of that company. It's a Czechoslovakian company, and I checked last night, and yes, they are a communist bloc country. How did that happen? That's as bad as Smith & Wesson turning over all their records to the government years ago. But anyway, Colt was bought out by CZ, or is owned by, however it took place, I don't care. Quality standards went way downhill with that. They just deteriorated. I looked at these closely and looked for the common things. There's usually a gap between the barrel and the frame on a lot of them. And they say it's within tolerance, stuff like that. I was very careful on what I was picking up. But anyway, to upgrade to something a little heavier, this COBRA, the 38, is a heavier frame than her 5-shot. And like I said, with her physical things going on with her, that's going to help reduce that recoil. Y'all heard us talking about it. But anyway, we're, like I said, addressing these comments. And yes, I did slam that cylinder shut like that, and that's why. If it's going to be a problem, I don't need it being a problem doing that in the heat of battle. And I hope to God we never have that. You say you carry in the woods, rabid animals, coyotes. We're overrun the coyotes around here. A copperhead that won't leave you alone. Yeah. And I got one here. Watch where I'm pointing that thing, man. Okay. Pointing at myself here. But like I said, right now, my opinion of these cheap Tauruses has proved themselves over and over again, as opposed to this Colt line. I do like the looks of that Grizzly. But I'll buy Kimber or something before I go that route. If this doesn't turn out happy-go-lucky, I spend a lot of money on those. To come straight out of the box and have that problem. Never fired a round through it. Wasn't going to do it. I didn't want them to be able to say, well, it was whatever you was shooting or whatever. And I thought, well, maybe if I send a cylinder full of 357 plus P's down, it'll limber it up. And I thought, no, that's dumb. Don't do that. That thought was just for an instant. So, anyway, there's an elephant in the room. I've got a real good friend. I value his opinion and input on everything a lot. Let me call him Steve. Good common name. I talked to him about the King Cobra, and he warned me, there's problems with it. Think about it, look into it, don't, whatever, move on up to the, excuse me, what's the next one up? The, Python. Anyway, that was too big of a frame. I like them. I do. Who wouldn't? But too big of a frame for what? And like I said, I want concealability for carry for both of us. Well, Steve, I did it my way and you was right. Next time I see you, the drinks are on me. But anyway, folks, yeah, I wanted to address the comments. I appreciate them. I'm not mad at you, and they didn't hurt my feelings, I know. Like I said, if there was a problem with that cylinder system, I wanted to show itself here on the range day one before she carries it, and there's a problem with it. If there's a weakness or a problem with all of these, then we're not going to it. And as for now, like I said, these cheap Tauruses has proved themselves better than that Colt has. And I like Taurus. I have. That's why I have so many. I've had more. I've had my share of Colts also. No revolvers. I've had the ARs. I've had the SP1. Why I got rid of that, I'll never known I need hit for it. But anyway, getting into something a little heavier, a little more known name in my mind. Taurus is popular now, but that's why. And yeah, I was a little hard on this. Now there's a few of us that does get together and compete on a friendly basis. I was on the Treasury Department's competition pistol team in my youth. I don't have the vision for it nor the steadiness nowadays. And them speed rounds, you're not going to thumb and forefinger these things closed, nice and gentle. They're going to take a shot here and there. And like I said, if there's an inherent problem with these on this frame and these cylinders, I want to show itself early before something fouls up, if it ever happens. And like I said, God pray it don't happen. But this day and age, who knows? So anyway, there is the. I'm becoming anemic from this mosquito bites. They're thick today. Finally got rain yesterday. Anyway, there's a response to the comments. Keep them coming. There's going to be follow-ups to this as they come along. We got some rain that cooled right down. Hopefully the fish is starting to bite again. We went through those doldrums there and they wasn't nothing going on. And we couldn't even come up with good conversation to make a video with. Just wait. But that bored me. And like I said, I like going out and just sitting. But anyway, folks, yeah, I appreciate the comments. Yeah, there's a purpose behind that. Is that considered abuse in your eyes or Colt's eyes? I don't know. But you start using those things realistically, they're going to get slammed. And if a slam does it, I want to know it now, early on. I will. We still carry the Tauruses over that. The Colt hasn't been moved into yet. It'll take another range trip or two. Especially that King Cobra. It's going to have to prove itself. And there again, they sold out to that communist bloc country, Czechoslovakia. Quality and quality control went absolutely down the tubes. And here we are. I was hoping that wouldn't be the case. But there it is. Like I said, my friend values opinion, he knew. So this is not a one-off thing. There's problems with Colt. And like I said, for 2 months, I contemplated and looked at these. Looked into them. Okay, you're going to get the rare lemon in everything. So what are my chances? Well, 50-50. Half of them I bought. It's messed up. But that's not a real good track record for Colt. Beautiful guns. I mean, they are. Heavier frame. I like light, but I also don't get hung up on weight either. When I conceal it, I carry my 45. So, like anything, you get used to it. Carried one for years in the Army. But anyway, I wanted to address these comments, and I appreciate them, I do. But there's an explanation. Call it a field test, stress test, whatever you want to call it. But there they are. So, all right, folks, we got a day of it ahead of us now, so we'll get all this put away. And I hope to hit the water here for long. We'll get freed up this week.
Yep.
Today is Sunday. We get freed up this week. We'll be able to get to go out and actually catch some fish for a change this year.
That would be nice.
It's been pretty hectic, finding out what's moving after a few years off and on looking into it, and then getting it ready, and then doing it, and getting settled, and reestablishing all that. So,
Now we got our new fishing holes.
yeah. So we'll see you folks. They're firing up again. We're going to get off here, but that's why. Yeah, I'm stress testing them. I want to. All right, we'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.